In today's Urbandoned video, we are exploring two separate Scottish leisure facilities, an abandoned theatre that has been vacant since the 1980s and a historic city centre swimming pool. Both buildings are cloaked in darkness and contain interesting architecture of the past. Join us as we enter the properties to discover what remains inside. Remember to click subscribe and press the notification bell to never miss a video. The first spot we are showcasing in this bumper episode is the disused theatre. It is situated in the middle of nowhere in northern Scotland. Actually, we had bigger plans for this location because the theatre is only a small part of a massive abandoned college. As we would find out later, the theatre would be the only section of the site we would manage to enter, as everything else had been tightly protected. The whole complex is very old, and some of it can be visited today as a museum. Our first target was the oldest buildings towards the back of the property, which date back to the early 1800s. Building materials and cars let us know that people were passing through these areas of the college each day, so we were quick to take our chances and find an entry point. With impressive but simplistic design, the theatre would have welcomed parents and carers to view performances played by the students. It is such a beautiful room, although it's so small. Just the architecture and the seats, how everything is, or was, probably left how it was when the place became vacant. You can see a piano and drum kit, and I love the dome too. It's unbelievable. You're just swaying, even though there's no wind. The untouched seating is overlooked by a charismatic dome, possibly inspired by Greek architecture with pillars and hanging wall lights. This is pretty cool. Not seen this at a theatre yet. Like a space for the band to perform, to accompany the people on stage. This fit is so nice. The dome is amazing. I like stuff in like packed into a small building. This place pretty much encapsulates that. I wonder if this piano still works. I'd be very, very surprised, to be honest. Nope. Looks like this place used to have the whole set of instruments. This looks like a drum kit, at least it was at some point. There's a piano over there, and then there's a microphone stand as well. Microphone long stolen. Towards the back of the stage, we were surprised to find various items and equipment. To think that the theatre has sat unused since the 1980s, but there are still bits to see inside is quite unique. doors kept the theme of the theatre. Potentially it's set for a play that was performed. Do you reckon this was a set?
There you go.
Not a set, sorry, a backdrop.
Yeah.
On the stage.
Yeah.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
And then I'm guessing that would have come from there.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Doesn't look too friendly in there.
No.
Strong breeze coming in as well. These are dressing rooms, I think. Wow. All the clothing. You can tell it's for a play because there's like feathers and other weird materials used. Also old books. Higher mathematics.
We had covered the small theatre and were hopeful to move onwards. However, as mentioned, the rest of the site was well guarded. There doesn't appear to be plans for the theatre, mostly due to its state of disrepair. As for the main college building, which closed in the late 80s also due to falling numbers, plans are in development to transform its beautiful architecture into a hotel with a championship golf course. Around Christmas time last year, we visited this abandoned swimming baths that is deteriorating in a Scottish city. Like the theatre, the pool was built for a school in the 1900s and is now the only remaining section, having shut just before the turn of the century.
Okay, so we've just made it into this abandoned pool. Wow. What a hidden gem. Right in the centre of the city.
The baths are in a far worse condition than the theatre, mainly due to the long skylight that might be invisible in the darkness, as well as the water that is finding its way in through the slanted roof. There is still some old details that were worth seeing and are those you would miss in today's builds. As the pool is so dark, here are a couple of photographs we took during our visit to give you a better idea. The main points of interest is the ornate banister and mossy tiling.
Inside every one of these is a little changing room. Such old architecture with the little, what do you even call these, like half doors. You can hear from that racket as well, there is a lot of pigeons in here. An unreal amount. All up on the roof there.
A faded mural is based on one side of the hall. You can tell it is an old site with the poolside changing rooms that seem to be a recurring feature in neglected baths.
I don't know if you can see it from the pictures, but the poolside, in particular the actual surface of the pool, is so mossy. It's complete natural decay. Obviously the old water as well has created these green stains at the bottom. It's just so, it's such an abandoned place, if you know what I mean. The details on the balcony are amazing. I think that's probably my favourite part about this place. They're just so old. Almost like excessively detailed. I don't feel like they need to be this grand, but it is. The ceiling as well, with those arches.
We would be very surprised to see this building of any we have visited become functional again. Since the draining of the pool in the 90s, hardly anything has been done to stop its demise except for some scaffolding outside that looks ready to crumble itself. It's sad to see it as poorly maintained as this, because some of the details inside deserve to be saved, but it is unlikely they ever will be.
more changing rooms, like a bigger section. Maybe for like swimming trips from schools, I guess. That's quite cool though. It's like a pool wader. I've seen people using them, I've never been exactly sure what they do.
Yeah, that might be a fall actually.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that just where we... Is this not where we came in?
No,
it's
no.
not, is it?
Is it a gym?
It probably was, yeah.
Power's on.
Look at those.
The power's on?
Yeah.
You sure? Oh, you know?
No way the power's on.
It's orange light.
Oh, he's right actually.
Oh yeah.
We hope you enjoyed our coverage of these two beautiful leisure facilities. They are great examples of neglect and the disruption it can have on a structure's livelihood. Here are some of our photographs from the two buildings. If you like the look of them, feel free to check out our Instagram page below, where we post images from our explores months before they are seen on YouTube. Thanks for watching our video. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it. With restrictions being lifted, we are back exploring again to film new content for you. See you next time.